Welcome back to the Trading Desk. That was a pretty interesting interview with Carly Garner, again, with how to trade commodities, and she's also a futures and commodities broker. One thing I would always tell people, if you're looking to trade futures, make sure you understand the vehicles, make sure you understand the risks associated with them, because they can move quickly and fast, and they're cheap to get involved with, but you can get into leverage issues even with a normal, typical retail margin. So you need to be aware of the margin issues that come along with futures, and that's probably the scariest thing. But they're so liquid, they're basically operate 24/7. You know, get a good broker, online, offline, phone, have access to all those people, and that's really the best thing you can do. One thing I wanted to ask you about, Nicole, and switching gears a little bit, is the new iPhone 4 is out, just came out last week. That's the new buzz. They've already sold millions of them in the first day before they even came out. This FaceTime is a new feature that they have, and I wanted to get your feedback on the whole mobile generation.
Well, I was just mentioning to you earlier how I obviously wasn't aware of this new program that's available on the iPhone, but at the same time, I was telling my friend, I'm like, that would be so cool if you could actually do basically a Skype with your phone, and then you're like,
yeah.
Oh,
So
we
basically,
this
is the 3G, but it has a camera front-facing and rear-facing, so I can actually have a telephone conversation with you, much like Skype on my portable device.
So exactly. That would be wonderful for me too.
So that's one of the big features on the new iPhone.
That would be, and I think my generation is just going to eat that up. I mean, we were just talking about chat roulette and how it's so much more than the internet started out with just chat rooms and how you could be social with that, and then it evolved into Skype and social media.
Yeah.
And
well, and everything's going video now with the broad.
Exactly.
It's interesting because in the web 1.0 back in '98 through 2000, before we crashed, everything was sold for what we're doing today. So what's interesting is the companies that are out there right now that are benefiting from this, the past, and the futures are being delivered today, what was talked about 10 years ago. So now the broadband is now pervasive, it's in everybody's homes, and we're able to do so much more video. So it is, the web is really becoming so vivid with, the video access,
right.
I think, is the next movement.
Content in general. Eventually, we're going to have those teleporters like in Star Trek and everything else.
So let's talk a little bit locally. What's going on? We're in that summertime. We've got all the music going on with Munchin Music. We've got the Bite of Band that just happened. There was a great band.
Unbelievable. The March 4th marching band, I believe. They were incredible performance, and they blew everyone's mind.
Yeah.
But with the Bite of Ben and everybody out there displaying their restaurants and what they're offering now, we were talking about the volatility in the market.
Kind of the chat roulette that's going on in the restaurant business here in Bend, if you will. You've got, you've kind of got a lot of things. The volatility is high in the marketplace, and I think this is a good thing. Volatility is always a good thing from a business perspective, along with the trading perspective, because volatility brings opportunity.
Exactly. And we were saying how things are kind of shifting from the high-end market that we had before, and the restaurants are now catering more towards the normal people.
Right. I mean, I want to go out to eat, but I'm not going to pay $25 for a dish and then $5 for my broccoli, and it's just not reasonable.
And our market is not going to be able to support that, whether that be Bend, Redmond, or Sisters.
So all you restaurateurs out there, keep up the efforts and kind of bringing the product to the regular person, because Bend is not, nor will never be, Aspen, Colorado. I hate to tell you, it was really a false entity. That really, and a lot of that brought the contagion, to go back to our earlier story, the contagion and pricing that we saw in housing, not only locally but nationally. I mean, basically we had this fake money driving this market up. The product, what it cost to build a house versus what it was selling for had nothing to do. There was total contagion going on there. And now we're seeing that contagion go back, and we're probably still above normalized value in the real estate markets here in Bend. We'll probably go below, and then we'll settle somewhere in.
Normalize back out.
Exactly, normalize back in. So again, restaurants, it's a big thing here. Focus on who your market is.
Right, and I think that we've been, begging. We've got like the Pita Pit, we've got Subway downtown. I mean, you look at all of these, I don't want to say how you would typically say, not the higher end restaurants coming in.
But they're doing well.
And they're flourishing. Just like McDonald's, worldwide is doing unbelievable.
Yeah, and again, interesting, McDonald's and Wendy's and these stocks during tough times have, their stocks have done fantastically during the recession. So they are recession-proof businesses, and you really have to look at what your market is and what your deliverable is to the marketplace.
Right, and like it's all about buyers and sellers. And you got to make sure if you're a seller that you have buyers for your product.
For Nicole Minteens, I'm Matt Davio, and you are watching The Trading Desk on COTV Channel 11. Thanks for watching.